do. I just want to quickly check something, guys. 1 second. Right, okay, seems to have been an issue there, where for some reason my mic wasn't showing up on the on the audio, or maybe it was. I'm quickly going to check that, which is a little bit irritating, but we seem to have solved the issue. Let me just check 1 second. Well, that is irritating. Right, so the I just want to check now it's working. Yep, I believe now it is working. Let me just check. Right, now that is a little bit irritating. I do apologise. Hopefully you can hear me much clearer. We're just going to quickly take 2 seconds to try and sort out the issue. It should be okay now. Righto, you should be able to hear me much clearer now. Apologies for that. There seems to be an issue coming from the device where my microphone, the switch that was allowing me to talk, decided that it didn't want to be fully switched in. There we go, that's much better. So I do apologise for that inconvenience there. For some reason the switch decided it didn't want to lock in to mic on. So hello and welcome to the VRC Shanghai International Circuit for, technically, the Shanghai International Circuit for the Virtual Racing Championship Round 3. You would assume what's happened in qualifying, but if you have not, jumping on to qualifying here, Veloce LED is currently top. Dan Daniel is in second with a 1 minute 29.8. Francis, he's in third. The H Eagle is in fourth. In fifth, Tim Palm. Pitmat is in sixth with Bullboy. He's down in seventh. Killer Zone is in eighth. Marquetti's is in ninth. Blizzard is in 10th. Poe is 11th. Matt Meerkat 12th. And Cherry 2 Pie down in 14th. With Lambo 13th. Thick Rouge 15th. The Eagle Killer, who's coming through the final corner now, really to set an improvement at the moment. Not ideal for him. He's battling for a championship. He's just looks to have started another lap. Blizzard, he's retired from the session. TR Button is in 17th. Pleasix is in 19th. Will, he's on the lap as well, so keep an eye on him. So it looks like Will, Button and Deagle Killer are the only guys who are still out on the track to set laps. Spots of rain, if you didn't know, the rain coming late in this session, which is why a lot of these guys are frantically trying to set the times. We'll look at Dan Daniel in his Haas car, coming down the start finish straight. He does not improve. Will is the next guy who's coming down the back straight now. DRS and ERS are available to him as he's coming down. Let's see what he's able to do. Brakes in, watch that front right hand tyre, lock up. No, does a fantastic job to keep that tyre under control now. Little spots of rain, you see him on the track now. This is going to hinder him, and this is crucially going to hinder Deagle Killer massively. Coming through the final corner, yellow flag there. I think that may be for Buster, who's lost control. Coming across the line, Will can go up into P12, out-qualifies his teammate by 3/10 of a second. So there is hope for Deagle Killer, who's in 17th at the moment and is in desperate need of an improvement now. You can see the spots and glimmers of rain come down that back straight. You can just see on the front of your camera there. If you look, setting water as well in them long distance shot, you can see that the water is starting to set. A front right hand lock up there. We'll see a recurring theme of that as these guys try and manage these tyres for what looks to be a 1 stop if it's pushed, or a 2 stop for safety. Through the final corner comes Deagle Killer. Can he get into the top 10? Can he? No, only P13, slower than Will, and down in 13th. So joy for Veloce LED. He's up in top position. His closest championship rival after 2 rounds, the Eagle Killer, he is only able to get into P13 after an eventful qualifying session. Sadly, not fully commentated over, but we were definitely here to watch it all for you. So I hope you were able to watch it no matter what. We'll have full coverage of this race. And if you do not know, my name is Oliver Glazebrook, and I will be your commentator for this evening's Virtual Racing Championship proceedings as we look through some of these final guys to as the session comes to an end. Your pole man is Ollie D for the Mercedes as he looks to try to extend his championship lead. He won the first round, he's going to try and win. No, in fact, I think he got second in the first round, but yeah, a fantastic performance from him nonetheless as he looks to extend. So, a real impressive showing there from Ollie D as he comes. Let me just Yep. Okay, audio is all good there, so I do apologise for that once again. If you do not know, there was an issue with my microphone, but there it is, your qualifying roundup, and you can see the split strategy there from the Irishman Killer Zone in 8th, 7th, boy, so that may just make up why the field is so pole. He's in P2, it's Tim Palm in P3 for VP and Red Bull Racing. Francis representing Scotland, he is in 4th. The H Eagle is in 5th, Pip Matt in 6th, 7th is Ballboy, 8th. Zone, the first man on the soft compound tyres, and it's Marchetti's Blizzard, Poe, Will, Diggle Killer, Matt Meerkat, Lambo, Cherry 2 Pie, Thick Rouge, and then I believe it was Pliztech and one other person. I do apologise there. I'll quickly see if I can figure out who the other person was. But yep, that is your qualifying roundup, and a very close qualifying nonetheless from the guys, as we now have ourselves, I believe the formation lap is on ahead of this Grand Prix. So we'll have enough time to look into it. It looks to be dry conditions. I've not been told anything else at the moment, so the dry conditions look to be set with us at this current moment in time. So we've got ourselves a nice clean battle, and heading into turn 1 we'll have to keep an eye on what these guys are able to do. At the moment it looks like Ollie D is probably your favourite to win it, just under 0.3 of a second quicker than the man in second place. It was TR Button who was the other man. He was second from last. No penalties from what we could tell either. We have 19 guys joining me this evening here in Shanghai, one of the best racetracks on the calendar for high intensity close racing. It's looking to be a simple one-stop strategy if these guys can pull it out, but a safe 2-stop. If you can risk on the ultra soft tyres to mediums, it's going to be tough. Tire degradation around this track is a major factor. We are not going to a formation lap. Oh no, we are. So I was worried there. I thought we were going straight into it. We do have a formation lap to run you through. So while we have this formation lap, we can quickly go through champion standings for the top lot at the moment. So Lincoln is on 3 points. A fantastic start for him. 1 second place and 1 race win. Second place is the Dutchman. Brady, he couldn't make tonight. Find on media at official_VRC. Also, if you go onto our website, you can see our full standings. If they're not currently updated, they will be updated shortly after this race. In 4th is Damn Daniel, not to be mistaken. Some people have called him Damn Dankwell. It's Damn Daniel, and he's very keen to make sure we are aware of that. Then it's TDG Poe, representing the Force India boys. He's in 5th on 15 points. On 14 points, you have is in place on 12. Makes it top 10. And L, who and you can see what the current standings are ahead of Damn Daniel and Tim from the guys ahead. This is keeping his own. You can see them emerging around the corner. The 2 Ferraris, Killer Zone and Matt, along with the Williams of Marchetti's. You see Blizzard, the 2 Renaults, North India. You can see the absolute streak of cars. Fantastic thing to see, this full grid. It's really nice to see the league thriving at the moment, as Tim Palm has been disqualified. Take no notice of that. 2 of the top 10 have all been locked in now. No, they've all been contact there. Shame we didn't pick up on that. You can see now as the guys are making their way through. There's the magenta orange McLaren. Cherry 2 Pie now been disqualified. A couple of Renaults lining up. Will overtaking, starting ahead of his team at Matt. He is killer. Keep an eye on him as he makes his way through the field at the moment. We'll look at what the guys are starting on tyre wise. So it's all ultra for the top lot, and then soft compound tyres from Cherry 2 Pie to Killer Zone, mediums for Thick Rouge, and then the 2 guys at the back, Button and Plezix, they are also on the soft compound tyres. We'll keep an eye then on the position changes as the final guys come round. The green flags are waving. It's time to get ourselves underway for 28 laps of the Chinese Grand Prix. It's Veloce Ollie D on your right. It's Damn Daniel on your left. As that camera angle doesn't work, we'll keep on board now. You're right, left is Damn Daniel, 5 red lights, and we are it's a good start there from Ollie D. Looking behind comes the house, short and sweet the Red Bull and Williams there also having a good start. It looks like a poor start back there for Pitmat coming into turn 1. Ollie D's going to hold round the outside. Can he keep it going? It looks like the Red Bull's going to get a little clip of Ollie D there onto his rear tyres. They head down the hill. There looks to be a Haas in the background that's gone off. The Williams and Sauber keeping side by side. The Ferraris have come close as well. Here comes Pitmat charging down, but it's Ollie D who holds on to the lead. Tim Palm's got past him. Tim Palm looking up the inside. Thinks better. Back further. There goes the Sauber, who's going to got the inside. There's contact between him and the Haas. Contact with the Williams as well further down. The H Eagle having a little bit of contact further there. Zone has held onto the place of Pitmat, who is dropped in P7, and Killer Zone has gained 2 positions on the soft compound tyres. Not a good start from Pit. It's very the only guys not to lose positions. Squatting going on further down the field. We'll keep an eye. But is the gaggle of cars heading down. You can see there are the Sauber, and there goes the Force India looking up the inside. You're going to have to defend coming up here. And it's a good clean battle at the moment through the guard, but Killer Zone is stifling his way through the field at the moment, but he has got the H Eagle. But here comes Pitmat as well. Great move up the inside. Looks to have struggled there, the H Eagle, and Killer Zone giving his teammate a bit of slipstream. H Eagle is completely out of the loop at the moment. Here comes the McLaren. Killer Zone now double towing. Surely not. This is going to be a very, very intense battle. Killer Zone defending the inside. Pitmat going around the outside. Can he keep the manoeuvre done? Up the inside of goes Blizzard past H Eagle. Pitmat is open by Killer Zone and cannot get past once again, but Blizzard has taken the ultimate opportunity to move, and H Eagle has dropped 3 places. Ollie D though saying the fastest lap of this Grand Prix. Killer Zone is the biggest winner on that lap. It looks to be the biggest loser, the Ball Boy and the H Eagle. Also Marchetti's had a really poor start. Cherry Tupai not gaining or losing any positions. Pitmat are having to defend at the moment from the McLaren ahead of him. Up the inside goes of Blizzard, and he cannot get the manoeuvre done that time, but this midfield scrap is very good for field. Palm is not letting Ollie D pull away too much. Dan Daniel is looking like he's going to have to try his best to keep a hold of these two. We know how quick these guys can be. France is really impressive at the moment. Up in P4, was an F2 driver at the beginning of the season. As F2 folded, it looks like he is now really setting himself up for a great season if he can in the top class. Pitmat keeping Killer Zone keen. Needs to get the maximum out of these tyres if possible at this current moment in time as he looks to make his way up through the field. Killer Zone is really doing a great job at the moment, really showing off his talent at the moment. Blizzard keeping these guys nice and keen further down the field. Here comes the Red Bull of the Eagle Killer. We said keep an eye on him. Can he get the move done at the inside of the Force India? No, he cannot that time around. Looking further back, are there any little squabbles starting to form? We'll keep an eye on Matt Meerkat, who is also making his way through. A quick guy on his day. Cherry Tupai closing down on the Mercedes of Marchetti's at the moment. Can he get the slipstream of the car ahead? I don't think he's going to be able to get close. You can see the Eagle Killer is trying to get the manoeuvre done. Here, can he go up the inside? Brakes later, front rights for both of them locking up, and he is passed safely. A great move from the Red Bull driver. Make sure to keep hydrated, kids, as this could be a very long day. Lap 3 now of 28. DRS is now available. Tim Palm setting the fastest lap, so he's keeping Ollie D keen though, but the Red Bull has not got the manoeuvre done just yet on TTG Po. As he goes up the inside, this is going to slowly bank inwards. The Eagle Killer very tactical. They're cutting off to keep the position. He's into the points. He's losing 24 points on his current championship rival after 2 rounds. Ollie D, but doing a good job at the moment if he wants to get to the field. The guys are very close. Pitmat struggling for pace at the moment. Not great from him. He needs to try his very, very best to keep hold. 7/10 back with DRS and may be able to get him down that start-finish straight. Keep an eye on Tim Palm though. He's got a gap at the moment to try and attack the Mercedes driver of Ollie D. He'll have to do his best to try and keep the car nice and smooth at the moment. Don't want to lose any time. He can drop out of that DRS zone. It can be costly. 7/10 at the moment. Ollie's trying to break that bracket, but he's unable to do so as they're coming through these final few corners, and that long spoon-like corner as you come through the banking and oval S, because you hate this rock hander. You don't want to clip the apex. You want to open it up nicely, which Tim Palm has done, but Ollie has done better. DRS will now be available for him along with ERS. You can see the meters dropping. Here's DRS. Can it be assisted with ERS? Ollie D's going to defend very nicely indeed. Blizzard has got past Pitmat further down. I don't think he's going to get past, but Pitmat's taken before the braking zone, and here comes the H Eagle on Pitmat. Going to have to go around the outside. Late braking, has to avoid Blizzard, which he's done, but the H Eagle there just narrowly avoiding the rear end of a couple of cars there, and the Eagle Killer has gained from that. So Diggle got past Eagle. And that one is going to be an interesting one to keep an eye on. But yep, Matt lucky not to lose another position, but he is definitely a sitting duck at the moment. Further down the field as Cherry Tupai got past Marchetti's I don't think so, but he's going to try and hang it around the outside at the moment. Going to go long round there, going to switch to the inside line. Can this be a lovely manoeuvre here from Cameron? Up the inside, it will turn into a great little switchback. So here comes Marchetti's up the inside, and contact between the Williams and the Toro Rosso. A silly manoeuvre there from the Williams guy. He's just clipped the rear wheel of Cameron and now holding him up a tree as they're going to come into the late braking zone. I don't think Cameron's going to be too happy about that. Late up the inside, and Cameron's got his elbows out and hit him back. And that there is a questionable manoeuvre. Cameron probably annoyed after the earlier incident with Marchetti's and has clipped the guy around. And Marchetti's has dropped down to P14. I dare say that will be looked at later on. But Cameron has now really hindered himself. His Lambo is all over his rear end. Not a great start to the season for Cherry Tupai, who believed in himself and believed in his own personal pace. Further up the field is contact, and that is the Ferrari of Pitmat and the Renault of LMC Will. Pitmat has been spun around there, and it looks like LMC Will as well. I think Pitmat was a car ahead, so maybe Pitmat got a poor exit out of the corner. Was running board with Cherry Tupai. Deal Killer has a 5-second stop go, and Pitmat has lost the rear end, so major damage to them tyres. I think them tyres have come to the end, so he needs to pit for a set of medium compound tyres at the moment. Let's see if anyone has pit. One stop so far in there for Button, who's come onto a set of medium tyres. So Pitmat dropping dramatically, but that's promoted Cherry Tupai into the points, but Lambo has got past him now. There's a few guys drifting around there. Lambo up into P10. Cherry Tupai needs to stick with him here as a few guys are coming into the pits. That looks like the H Eagle. Cherry Tupai extending the corner, going to try and hold on to the DRS, and Urs available to him. It's promoted him up into P10, and unlucky for him, Killer Zone has now retired from this race. What's happened to Killer Zone? So maybe what's happened to Killer Zone? Too sure. As further down, there's a great little battle. Cherry Tupai has gone wide. Thick Rouge goes up the inside of Marchetti's, and Cherry Tupai is another guy who's really struggling on his tyres at the moment. And there, Cherry Tupai is going to drop in and have to defend for quite a foreseeable future, as Marchetti's a guy he overtook earlier. Marchetti's late on the braking. He's not taking any prisoners, and sadly for him, he couldn't get the move done. All that's done is now open Thick Rouge up for potential overtake now. Pitmat comes into the pits, and Marchetti's there, not happy with Cherry Tupai, goes for a late lunge, trying to get on the stream. Oh boy, you've got on the stream, but you've also not gained any positions at all there. So Marchetti's having to think about it once again. Cherry Tupai pulling away. To move there up the inside. The Red Bull, the Eagle Killer, doing a fantastic little job side by side with Francis. The Eagle Killer, what a recovery drive at the moment from the depths of the start of this Grand Prix, is up into P5, and that is a great move. Further up the field though, the Haas of Damn Daniel has gone incredibly wide on Blizzard there. He's going to have no DRS as Blizzard has got past him, and that was a real weird moment there for Damn Daniel. The Eagle Killer behind though is going to be eyeing him up. He has to defend against Francis, who's going to brake nicely, and Damn Daniel seems to be struggling. Who's going to be the first guy into the pits? Ollie D has decided against it. Tim Palm activates the undercut. Will Blizzard maybe come into the pits? He doesn't go for it. In comes Damn Daniel. Eagle Killer stays out, obviously on the soft compound tyres, but Blizzard, who is also on the softs, he's coming to P2. Eagle Killer in P3. So for the Ferrari boys, it's an absolute disaster. Pitman 18th, Killer Zone down in 19th position at the moment, as these guys are going to try their very, very best to make their way through the field once again. At the moment, Cherry Tupai has promoted himself up into P7, but you've got to remember, most of these guys, other than Francis and Ollie D, are on the original tyres they started on, and all these guys are on longer strategies. So yeah, these guys are going to be going a little bit longer in this Grand Prix. You can see Francis is really struggling. In fact, he's not struggling, he's just got a Force India of Poe up his inside, and he's got that manoeuvre done. You can see the soft compound tyres are now coming to the guys who are currently quicker at the moment on them yellow walled tyres. We'll keep an eye on Veloce Ollie D. He's going to have to do his very, very best time. We're going to take a quick swig of water, as he's going to have to do his very best. It's hammer time for the Veloce man. As mentioned, it is hammer time for the overcut on Tim Palm, who was not too far behind him, to be fair. He was keeping a nice little gap to him, so Palm can really thrive at the moment. I don't think he was held up potentially by Dan Daniel, but Dan Daniel pitted as well, so I think Tim Palm's had enough clear air. Will going up the inside of Ballboy, who's really struggling at the moment. A guy who's not really used to them lofty heights of the points, normally strapping down at the bottom. He has one singular point at the moment. He has dropped down to P13. A nice little squabble here though between these guys. It's Pliztec, Thick Rouge and Marchetti's that go three abreast, and lucky for them, no damage sustained. Looks like the Renault maybe picked up a little bit of damage into the pits. There goes Thick Rouge. wide through the final corner. So too is the Renault. You can behind him. So 2 cars back. Here comes though Marchetti's having defended against Plestek in the Toro Rosso, the only guy to pick up. He looks to go up the inside, but Marchetti did it nicely. Where is Ollie D? He has come out of the pits nicely in the lead. Tim Palm was unable to get them cold tyres and heated up, and he has not gained any positions. Ollie D has enough time to steer the wheel. Really Jaguar car. Matt Meerkat, these though are starting to close up nicely. Deagle Killer onto the back of Blizzard, up ahead as well. We'll quickly have a look, see what Deagle Killer can do going down into the final, into the penultimate corner. I think though he will be the red sublime race at the moment. Let's see how many positions he's gained actually. He's gained 11 at the moment, and I think when everyone pits well, he's for around about P5. So real good drive at the moment for him. Obviously most guys you can see, if you look, you can see guys who have stopped. That is your provisional positions until everyone else comes into the pits. It doesn't look like Deagle Killer's got enough pace to get. So we're going to look further down. Probably Plezix is going to be coming on. And that one, Marchetti is going to have to defend. His Plezix is going to go for it. On the so both of them very late. The switchback is now about. Sky, he's drifting around there, which allows the Toro Rosso to get the manoeuvre done, and that is Plezix. P6, P7 for Marchetti's now, as this lovely little midfield squabble is going to continue now. Marchetti's going to DRS and too far up the road either, so battle to head out. Obviously earlier with Marchetti's was involved in an incident, and that may be looked into, we do not know. All over the rear end. McLaren at the moment, a real good battle is forming between these two, as Blizzard is really struggling at the moment going round these few corners. This double Degner-esque, Lesmo-esque even as well. Quick, consistent double left-hander there. Deagle Killer is getting the dirty air. It's not helping him much. Blizzard, are normally the touristy quick driver, is really struggling against Deagle, who seems to be having some really solid pace at the moment. We knew he'd come back through the field. Ollie D will not be too happy at the moment to see that his closest championship rival is having a great little scrap at the moment. Sorry, he'll be not happy to see his pace, but we're happy to see that he's scrapping and losing time. Blizzard is being caught at a rate of knots. He's going to be maybe a late lunge from Deagle Killer. He thinks better of it, and just needs to avoid that rear end. He does so, and this actually allowing Poe and potentially Lambo as well into this little squabble at the moment. Big groups on the rear end of Pleztek, as there, speaking of Pleztek, he's got Marchetti's in his sights, goes for the switchback manoeuvre. Can he get the manoeuvre done? No, he cannot, and Marchetti's is dropping back. Tim Palm has got past Ollie D. Yellow flags in sector 3. Tim Palm has got more pace here, and Ollie D has dropped down into a provisional P2, and Tim Palm is up into the top spot. Ollie D struggling. Tim Palm also. Ollie D will have DRS and ERS available to him. Can he use it going into turn 1 though? Dan Daniel was a bit too far back for him to worry. He needs to use as much speed as possible through this corner. It will turn to a nice inside manoeuvre. Ollie D later on it. He's going to look up the inside, potentially Ollie D. No, he doesn't. He thinks better of it and he backs out. Tim Palm though has gained the provisional lead of this Grand Prix of his teammate Deagle Killer, flying at the moment further up the field. You can see this battle between Plezix, Marchetti's, Vic Cruz and Matt Meerkat, and potentially Will, if he can get onto the rear end of this. Deagle Killer is really close to Blizzard, but this has allowed Poe in the Force India to gain onto these. So if Deagle goes for a late lunge, it may actually lose him down to P3. This is really hindering at the moment. Keeping an eye as well on where Tim Palm and Lloyd D are. 2.3 seconds ahead of them is Will, who could be a thorn in his side, and then just seconds up the road, in fact, is the squabbling cars at the moment of Matt Meerkat, Cruz, Plizek and Marchetti's as well. So them guys are going to be a little bit of a thorn in the side. Deagle Killer has had the most pace he's had for a long time, but Blizzard has defended. Will Poe look for it? No, Poe's a bit too far back. You've got to think at the moment Deagle Killer is going to be getting frustrated. He needs to think about this logically. If he can get a good exit out of this corner, see what he can do. He does. Yeah, this is looking like a good opportunity for Deagle Killer as he comes down now. The start finish straight. He's got serious pace now as he heads. He switches the right hand side of the track, which turns to the left now on your screens. He's going round the outside. Here comes Diego Killer up the inside. Goes to McLaren. They're making a little bit of contact. Will barging from the two of them. Contact. Can this allow Poe up the inside? No. Diego Killer getting a little bit excited, and he's going to try and go for it around the outside. Now he hugs it round this McLaren. You'll see the cars emerging round the corner in tandem. Here comes the Red Bull. Can he get the move done? Blizzard defending the inside line. If he wants to go, he's going to have to go a long way round. Here comes the Red Bull. Long way round. Around the outside. Can he get it done? A little bit of drifting here. This will now allow Poe to get involved. We'll keep an eye on Poe. He's got the best view of this. These guys are incredibly close for the Chinese Grand Prix. Up the inside goes Diego Killer, and he's got the manoeuvre done. There's a little bit of carbon fibre going on the right hand side, but Diego Killer has got the place done, and it looks like Blizzard maybe picked up a bit of damage. Now here comes Poe. He's going to be a little bit of a danger for these guys as well as we're coming through now. Blizzard definitely got damage to his front wing at the moment, and Poe is noticed there, and he's going to have to try and get past as quickly as possible. For Diego, it's looking a little bit saucy for him, as he knows he's not broken that 1 second barrier, and Blizzard is very well set up for the straight, so Blizzard could get back past him. From Diego, he's just going to make sure he gets ahead of him through this lap, because I imagine that Blizzard could be coming into pit very, very shortly. DRS now available for the Force India of Poe. Early on, you might have saw Matt Meerkat has lost the place, he's gained the place on Thick Rouge. Here goes Poe later on the braking. He's not going to be able to get it done, and Eagle. So a great little Meerkat, as mentioned, got past Thick Rouge, and now it's Marquez who's going to, as they're coming down into the first corner. You can see Blizztex not really gaining too much on Marquez there, and Matt Meerkat just has to avoid going into the rear wheel of Marquez. Look at Bullboy, who transferring that's H-Eagle up the inside of Francis, my bad. H-Eagle has gained a position on Francis, who had a really good start to this Grand Prix, but has dropped quite dramatically as Marquez comes into the pits. Ollie D not gaining too much from Tim Palm, who's now looking like he may get held up by LMC Will, who's going to be loving the screen time at the moment. Inside Tim Palm, LMC Will having to defend nicely. He's keeping it up there, allowing Ollie D, his fellow countryman, battle and get involved in this. Is this going to throw a spanner in the works? I think it might. LMC Will is having to defend. Lovely, great little battle ahead of Ollie D here between these two guys. Let's see. LMC Will gets the manoeuvre done, but he may have a little bit more extension out of the corner there. The acceleration though isn't good enough, and now Ollie D is going to have to try and get past this slow driver. Can he do it in a classic Ollie D style? A little bit eccentric, a little bit exciting for the block. So guys, it's Ollie D just having to avoid their fantastic liftoff and gets the manoeuvre done. LMC Will almost costing Ollie D his front wing there, and that would have caused a little bit of drama, I dare say, but Tim Palm has not broken that DRS between them two guys. Pit map down at the very foot of this battle. You can see Marquez has exited the pits just ahead of Pit map, which actually will give him a little bit of hope for points. Pit map though, as you can see, struggling with the dirty air at the moment. He's going to have to do everything he can to try and recover this Grand Prix at the moment. Looking through the field, Ollie D is very close to Tim Palm. We'll jump on that very shortly. You can see the time. He's jumping down as he comes down that start-finish straight. Here he comes up the inside. Late braking from Ollie. Both of them full lock-up. Ollie leaves a little bit too late. This will actually allow LMC Will to get past him. No, it doesn't. Ollie though going for a late lunge. He saw it. If he got a set, he's got to lick the stamp and send it. He's got to go for it. If he doesn't go for the manoeuvre, maybe he doesn't get past him at all. But both of them guys have damaged their tyres. Tim Palm reacting to Ollie and has maybe picked up a bit of damage. A 5-second stop-go penalty there for LMC. Penalty we also saw happen to Deagle, who has come into the pits, and he has done his 5-second stop-go as well. So Deagle doing a great job at the moment as he makes his way through. Francis on the back of the H-Eagle, and Poe. Has Pitmap been able to get past Ballboy? No, he's stuck behind him as well. Thick Rouge is on the rear end of Matt Meerkat once again. We'll keep an eye. As we now head on with Thick Rouge, who's on the rear end of Matt Meerkat. We apologise for that, as Matt Meerkat's heading down now. He's going to have to defend against the McLaren, tangerine coloured McLaren as he head down here with DRS and as available to him. You can see Thick Rouge dramatically now. Can he go for a late lunge? These tyres will be feeling the effects, but he doesn't go for it there. As into the pits comes Lambo, and then I imagine Plexit, Matt Meerkat and Thick Rouge will all be coming into the pits very, very shortly as well, so we'll get ourselves an idea of Matt Meerkat comes in, so does Plexit, as Vic Rouge will take the lead of this Grand Prix temporarily as Tim Palm and Ollie D will be closing in. So them guys have been quite lucky as they have joined into this little squabble at the moment. As most of these guys now will have completed their one and only stop. We'll see the positions that these guys are genuinely in at the moment. So it is Tim Palm from Ollie D, Dan Daniel, Poe, the H-Eagle, Francis, Lambo, Deagle Killer. Fantastic drive from him at the moment. A real splendid showing from him as he's up into P9 and still could gain positions. Blizzard in 10th. Cherry 2-Pie is just shy of the points. He's come out very, very close to Pleasant, his teammate. So fresher tyres for Physics as well. But Cherry 2-Pie on the recovery drive. Pitman got past Ballboy further down. Looks like it's going to be a miserable afternoon for the Ferrari driver down there as well. Ollie D all over the rear end of Tim Palm, and you can see he's getting very, very angsty and very excitable behind him as he's going to have to try his very, very best to get past and close up to the car ahead. This could get very, very interesting, folks. As we've got to make sure we refresh, as this could take a toll on my voice tomorrow morning. Ollie D, who's actually got Dan Daniel just a second behind him at the moment, so we'll keep an eye on what Dan back street. Vic Rouge is not going to be aiding him on DRS, but you can see Tim Palm is a wise old fox. He goes up the inside to defend. He's going to have to make Ollie go the long way round. He's now going to make his car as wide as possible. Here comes Ollie D through into turn one, into the hairpin, into the penultimate corner. Can he get a manoeuvre done? There's Tim Palm, he's past him, and Ollie D takes a provisional lead of this Grand Prix, but a part of me doesn't think that this is over just yet as Dan Daniel joins in on this battle. We have a three-way squabble for the race lead at the moment. Dan Daniel says the fast lap of the Grand Prix. What Ollie D will be hoping for is DRS from Vic Rouge next lap, who has extended his time out on them tyres at the moment. Ollie D losing the rear end slightly. Oh, a little bit of wavy moment there. Ollie D needs to try his very, very best. Oh, there's a little bit of contact there between Tim Palm and Ollie D. I don't think there's any carbon fibre flying there, but Ollie D is now ahead of Tim Palm. Will Tim Palm go for the move up the inside? No, he thinks better of it and backs out of it further down the field. You can see Dan Daniel will keep an eye on that as the guys come through the start-finish, through the back straight. You can see Francis unable to get past the H-Eagle. Lambo having to defend against the always quick and always rapid Deagle Killer, who's currently picking up 2 championship points at the moment. Your race classifications at the moment are Vic Rouge, who is yet to pit, so we'll say it from Ollie D, Tim Palm, Dan Daniel, TG Poe, the H-Eagle, Francis, Lambo, and Deagle Killer, Blizzard. And then you'd imagine Cherry 2-Pie or Vic Rouge will be coming out into the points. But Ollie D has got himself a tough task, but he is within 1 second of Vic Rouge. Will he make his car nice and wide? I'd imagine so, as Blizzard, his teammate, is probably involved in a little bit of a scrap for the championship if he can get his form back to the way he was last week. Ollie D with DRS and slipstream available to him as he comes down. We'll see behind there, the Red Bull isn't close enough as he comes in. Ollie D up the inside, simple as that, and he is passed, and he's also put a car between him and Red Bull. But the McLaren is coming back at him. He's not making it easy for the Mercedes driver. Is the McLaren going to cipher into the pits? No, he doesn't. He stays out. So Vic Rouge isn't giving up. This could be a little spanner in the works for him. Ollie D has got to do some defensive driving against a guy whose tyres are 14 laps old, and in fact 7 laps older than his currently on, and 6 laps older. And Ollie D gets the position done. Tim Palm looking up the inside of the McLaren, which returns to the outside now. This is really throwing a spanner. If Ollie D can take the full advantage here and pull out a second between him and Vic Rouge, he may have just given himself one hand on the race-winning trophy at the moment. Tim Palm got to go up the inside if he wants. A lovely camera angle there as he goes up the inside. Tim Palm gets a manoeuvre done, and that may have just been a spanner in the works that Ollie D needed. Vic Rouge coming back at him, going to make it a little bit difficult for the Red Bull driver. Here comes Dan Daniel as well, but he's going to be having to deal with his car as well. But Ollie D 9/10 of a second at the moment separate him and the Red Bull. For Ollie D, it might just be a saving grace if he can really show some pace into these final few corners before the DRS, but it doesn't look so. It looks like Tim Palm is using his ERS to gain an advantage, but you see Ollie D has much more ERS available to him at the moment. So you'd imagine that Ollie will... Dan Daniel still yet to get past Vic Rouge. TG Poe is going to be coming into this battle as well. Francis and Lambo along with Deagle Killer. Look at this gaggle of cars coming through. The long right-hander. You'll see them all coming. Here comes Lambo. Let's see what he can do on the back of Francis. It doesn't look like Deagle Killer's close enough, but Francis has to defend against the Force India here. Francis has to defend. Here comes the Force India. Later on the brakes. Can he go into? He's gone into the rear end of the H-Eagle, but just about got it slowed down. No damage there. A pinpoint perfect move there from Lambo to go up the inside of Francis. Sublime racing and sublime driving from him, but I don't think he's going to have an easy drive here as Francis is coming back at him. Here comes Vic Rouge in the pits as well. Lambo defending against Francis, but there it is. A great manoeuvre from Lambo, potentially overtake of the day. Next up for him is the H-Eagle. Jerry Tupai has been promoted into the points now with Vic Rouge pitting, but Vic Rouge, I imagine, will be absolutely flying as he's come out on a set of soft compound tyres. Lap 16 of 28 at the moment. He's coming P14 as well, so he'll be flying through the field. We'll keep an eye on what he can do. At the moment, at the very back of the grid, we've had Killer Zone and TR Button, who have pitted, have retired with Bullboy at the very back, along with Pit Matt, who come together with LMC Will. Pit Matt picking up damage, Will not picking up any damage at all. Both were running in the points, so both will be very disappointed with their drives. Deagle Killer now is the next man who's going to be trying to take advantage of the Francis's slow pace at the moment. Francis, a little track extend onto the AstroTurf. Here comes Deagle Killer. Can he get the manoeuvre done? I'd imagine so down at start-finish, but obviously Francis will have that DRS and ERS available. You'll see a 1 second gap probably just about to form. No, Francis getting a good enough exit, but here comes Deagle. I'll be very, very surprised if he doesn't go for a manoeuvre and doesn't get past the Williams driver ahead of him. Here he comes. Francis has to do everything he can to defend, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Here he goes. You can see the two cars ahead as well. Lambo going past H-Eagle. Can he get it done? These guys are going to continue to go side by side. Deagle can pass, but you can see the H-Eagle has been overtaken by Lambo, so Force India taking up P4 and P5 on the grid at the moment. A sublime little battle and a great little scrap between them two, and Lambo now can maybe look to continue with his teammate, but I don't think he's easy drive of it. Here comes the H-Eagle up his inside. These guys are going to go side by side. The Force India will get the outside line, which will turn to the inside very shortly, but the Saber's going to force a little bit of contact with the side pods and the wheel barging. Them guys further down. Francis having the P7 as his next target is these two ahead who are squabbling, as the H-Eagle is not giving up that place nice and easy. He's going to go round the outside if he wants to get it done. Here they come, keeping that side-by-side momentum, like both of them losing the rear end, slightly drifting up the hill. The inside line will now be available for the H-Eagle as they come through. Lovely camera angles. We see these guys continue their squabble, but Lambo has got the place done, and the H-Eagle is down into P6, and Deagle Killer has gained quite a lot in that little exchange, so he could be keeping an eye on these two ahead. LMC Will has got past Vic Rouge, but Vic Rouge is now, got the manoeuvre done. LMC Will make sure these guys don't come together. LMC Will is not giving up nice and easy though. Vic Rouge going to take the outside line, which turns to the inside. Here they go, side by side. Can they get the move done? LMC Will has kept the place, and he is in P14. Pit Map is just 2 seconds behind, so it could be a little rematch between the Renault and the Ferrari. There are small gaps forming around the grid at the moment. You can see Blizzard and Francis aren't too far. Deagle Killer is all over the rear of the H-Eagle and Lambo. Here comes Deagle Killer. He's going to have to get the move done if he wants to go for it. Francis behind though. Francis with a dive bomb. What a late lunge from Francis, and it's a dive bomb nonetheless, and I would be surprised if he'll be allowed to keep that place. He lets them all through as there goes Deagle Killer. He really didn't expect that there from Blizzard. Deagle Killer coming together with Blizzard and Francis has just caused a bit of a pile up. H-Eagle now going to go side by side with Deagle Killer. Here comes Blizzard as well. Here comes Francis as well. Blizzard in the background. They're going to go free abreast into turn one. How they haven't come together, I do not know. This turn to the inside line for Francis. Now can he get a double overtake done into turn one? There goes Deagle Killer coming together. Contact round the outside. Blizzard now gets involved with this four-way scrap. A great little scrap going on between these guys. Who's going to come out on top? It looks like the H-Eagle, but here comes Francis. He's not giving up nice and easy. Here he goes up the inside. He's on the grass. He's kept it up there up the inside. Blizzard makes it free wide into the corner, taking out the DRS zone. Here comes Deagle Killer now. Can he take advantage? This is a fantastic belt contact between all of them, and Deagle Killer's lost control. And there is contact. It was inevitable contact between the four of them there. Blizzard, I think, may have just, I'm not sure. We'll have to get a second replay on that, as Will has retired from the race there. Blizzard, Deagle Killer, H-Eagle and Francis all coming together. And I think there's carbon fibre that's gone flying. It looks like the McLaren has lost some front wing. I'm not too sure about Deagle Killer, but that was some questionable driving, but a great little squabble between them four guys for quite a foreseeable amount of time. As we'll look there comes Cherry Tupai involved in this, and this has really brought all of them involved. Cherry Tupai up into P9 as Francis in P10. Cherry Tupai now can try and take full advantage of the H-Eagle, who looks to be battered and bruised after that little squabble. He's got the DRS, he's got Rich Mix. Can he get the move done? Over up there as well. Blizzard getting overtaken by Deagle Killer. Much fresher Red Bull than the McLaren after damage as well. And a great little squabble. Cherry Tupai at the moment looks to be the man who is going to be charging through a little bit as well. The H-Eagle on very old worn tyres. The same amount of laps done as Ollie D, Tim Palm and Dan Daniel within a similar sort of bracket. Francis coming to the pit, so he was the one who picked up major damage. Blizzard has stayed out. So Francis, who questionably maybe started all of that little arguing and that little bit of contact, is the man who has come out worse for wear there. So as he's retired, he's called it a day. He's decided he doesn't want to continue. It's a shame for Francis. We'll maybe hear from him later on. Pit map promoted up into P14. Cherry Tupai on for his very first lead the points on F1 2018 at the moment. But a fantastic scrap between 4 guys there that we really love to see. Even if it did end in a little bit of contact. Not major contact, but just great real racing there. Maybe the racing only. And we continue on board. Blizzard is not letting Deagle Killer get away, but I think he'll pull out a second. So Deagle Killer's next target will be Lambo and Poe ahead of him. Dan Daniel was all over the rear end of Tim Palm, who has dropped behind second. So we should see Dan Daniel onto the rear end of Tim Palm, who was showing great pace earlier on, led at one stage, but Ollie D's pace is really starting to show. Dan Daniel has got DRS and slipstream available to him now. Here comes the ERS that we were talking about. Can he get the manoeuvre done? Up the inside potentially. No, he backs out of it. Will Poe look later on the brakes? There goes Poe, but doesn't go into the rear end of the car ahead of him, as Lambo almost did earlier, onto the H Eagle. Cherry Tupai 1 second behind the H Eagle. He's very close to Blizzard ahead of him. We will talk about driving the day later on. 20 of 28 other laps we are on. Tim Palm and defend against Dan Daniel. Maybe Dan Daniel will go for a risky one up the inside. Tim Palm leaving the door open. Will Dan Daniel think about it? He shuts it nice and early, does Tim. He's dropped to nearly 2 seconds behind Ollie D, so it looks like the Veloce man could be the race winner today after a very impressive performance so far. Poe, though, is getting interested, so we've got a great little scrap going on for the podium. If Lambo can get involved, we could have a lovely little battle. The H Eagle going to have to defend against Cherry Tupai soon, but it looks like Blizzard is the one defending at the moment in his McLaren, as the H Eagle behind him on the oldest set of tyres on the pit map, who pitted very early as well. But the H Eagle is on a much more strategic strategy at the moment. He's in a much better battle fight, but his tyres may not last. They've got a very long way to go, as I'd imagine he may have to come into the pit once again. But looking like he's very safe. But he loses the rear end and goes very wide there, struggling with some understeer. So maybe he has got damage to that car, but he wants to stay where he is, because at the moment he's on some solid points. Cherry Tupai waiting at the lips at the moment. He'll be looking forward to this. H Eagle up the inside. Cherry Tupai around the outside potentially. H Eagle up the inside. Got the move done on Blizzard. Cherry Tupai going to go the long way around if he has to go for anything. He goes for the switch back on Blizzard. This will turn to a potential inside manoeuvre, but I can't imagine that Cherry Tupai is going to be struggling for any pace at the moment. Coming through the final long right-hander as they head down the back straight at the moment. He can see Blizzard. He'll get a double toe from both of them. Blizzard will be going on H Eagle. We have got potential here for 3 wide there. You can see all of them going. Blizzard comes together with the H Eagle, and he's lost control of the car camera. Now Cherry Tupai up the inside. The H Eagle goes wide, and Cherry Tupai gets by, and is lucky not to get any damage from that. But Blizzard just squeezed out the pits. He has too much damage now, and the H Eagle and Blizzard involved in once again another incident which can definitely be looked at, I dare say. A very good little battle, and the guys are really putting on a show for some moment. Cherry Tupai having to defend against the H Eagle, and Cherry Tupai up into P7. A good recovery drive from him earlier on, showing very little pace. Is now showing a bit of consistency and maturity from Cameron, which we very rarely see. TTG Poe is still keeping Dan Daniel and Tim Palm company at the moment. No real gains at the moment from Deagle Killer or Lambo. Deagle Killer doing a great recovery at the drive at the moment. I think he's gained the most positions. We'll have a quick look. No, Lambo has gained 10. Sorry, Lambo. Lambo doing a great job. Lambo has gained 10 and Deagle Killer has gained 7 at the moment. Cherry Tupai on 9. Some contenders for driver of the day at the moment. Poll on there on Twitter at official_VRC. That is at official_VRC on Twitter. Go drop us a follow. Keep up to date with all goings on. Dan Daniel looking to switch off second. They come down into the penultimate hairpin now. Dan Daniel not taking any risk. Wants to save points at the moment, or just wants an easy manoeuvre done. But lunges or anything intense at the moment, so a real interesting little tactic there from Dan. Very best at the moment if he wants to get onto that podium. Polo is looking keen behind as well. He's trying to keep our podium is on the cards for the Force India driver, who is an outsider in this championship. If you do not already know it, Ollie leads at the moment from Deagle Killer, who had a very poor qualifying. He is down in at the current moment position, but could still gain potentially in this championship if he can get a few more places on lap 22 of 28. Just 6 complete laps to go, and half a lap as well. So 6.5 laps to go in this race. It is Ollie D who leads from Deacon Killer and McGrady. So his two closest rivals aren't really gaining points. McGrady's not here at the moment, so taking up second place in the championship at the moment would be I believe it would actually be tied at the moment between Tim Palm and Dan Daniel, who would go equal as the closest challengers. So if Dan Daniel was aware of this, he might just want to get his foot down, but then they're kind of gaining a little bit on Ollie D at the moment here. But I think Dan Daniel might be keeping an eye and might be able to get the manoeuvre done. TTG Poe is in 5th, he's on 15. It is sorry, if you keep an eye on it, it's Dan Daniel on 17, TTG Poe is on 15 and 14 to Tim Palm at the moment. So these guys are very, very close in the championship, and this race and these points, this squabble is very important for the guys chasing Ollie D, who's putting away at the moment. TTG Poe up the inside. That one, up the inside goes the Force India. Can he stick the manoeuvre down? Here comes the Haas defending. He was the one who's keeping a bit. Poe though, getting a little bit now. Up the inside, goes the Haas drive, which has given Tim Palm a little breathing space at the moment to maybe try and hunt down Ollie. But Poe is not giving up. DRS for both of them. ERS for a pair. Side Poe to go for it. Nice little camera angle as they head up the hill now, as it's a 270 degree corner. Up the inside, the Force India goes, avoiding contact. Here comes the Haas driver back at him, and Poe, I don't think, to have enough traction through. And it will come down into this long, lovely hairpin style corner where you've seen some great overtakes from Sebastian Vettel and Daniel Ricciardo, and potentially Poe as well, but he couldn't. Haas driver has held on to his place nicely, as that has actually allowed Tim Palm a little bit of breathing space. But I dare say these two will be coming in to his clutches very, very shortly. Cherry 2 Pie has to defend against the H-Eagle. Full lockups from a lot of them there. Blizzard showing the pace he would have had if he wouldn't have been involved in incidents down in 13th, as Bellboy and Pitmat have both come in for their second stops as well. So they wouldn't have been able to get them tyres to last, which isn't a great sign at the moment for the H-Eagle, who's on 18 lap old tyres. I'd be surprised if he gets them to the end. The same would probably go for Tim Palm, Dan Daniel, Ollie D, so we'll keep an eye on what them guys could do. If that is the case, Lambo and Poe could be an absolute peak of position at the moment. This is why Poe is so competitive at the moment, because he went longer on his tyres on the alternate strategy, and he's not too far behind the race lead at the moment. Here comes Poe on Dan Daniel, but he's too far back this time around, and he thinks better of it. He needs to set himself up as they're about to come to lap 24. Here is your race leader at this current moment in time. It's the Mercedes driver of Veloce, Ollie D. He leads from Tim Palm, Dan Daniel and Poe, as you all see them come through, and there is Lambo. So these guys all very, very close at the moment, keeping things nice and interesting as we head into the stages of this Grand Prix. And we promise you will have highlights and coverage of this Grand Prix. If you're watching along live and haven't caught up to date what happened on earlier in the race, there will be live highlights. There'll be official highlights on our social media platforms going out either later tonight or tomorrow morning for you guys to keep an eye on. So keep an eye out on that, as we'll have some great little highlights for you to see of all the action that we've had here today, including some great little squabbles. Pitmat has got past Blizzard at the moment, so Pitmat surprisingly past Blizzard, so he's on fresher tyres, that will be why. But Blizzard, so Pitmat could be on for a fastest lap here, that'll be a consolation for him. Matt kept onto thick route, potentially for some points. Marquetti's, he's in 10th for the moment, with Pleasant in 9th, who's on the back of the H-Eagle. Saw earlier the H-Eagle onto the rear end of Cherry 2 Pie, so it's not said and done for Cherry 2 Pie in P7 at the moment. H-Eagle showing some serious pace, so maybe pressure tyres all the same. Then Cameron Cherry 2 Pie at the moment a little bit wide through that corner, on board with Dan Daniel, who is once again on the rear end of Tim Palm. And Ollie D isn't really pulling away too much, so if Poe can get past these guys, he could maybe push Ollie D. Here, though, comes the Haas driver. TTG Poe is going up the inside as well. He goes around the outside as the Haas is cut off slightly by the Red Bull. The Force India goes round the outside, and he gets the manoeuvre done. No one expected that one there. An ultimate opportunist move. TG Poe couldn't get past, and Poe has moved up into 3rd position now. Next up for him is Tim Palm, which could then also allow him to go for the race lead here. So there is late run still possible here, as the alternate strategy is coming to him. Poe ahead, though, is looking for Tim Palm. Can he go up the inside? You can see he's showing much more mechanical. These tyres are showing a lot more life on that pink Panther of the Force India at the moment. The Red Bull having to keep control of that car and is really struggling on 19 lap old tyres compared to 13 lap old tyres on the Force India. Poe is getting very keen. He goes around the outside. He's got the car. Tim Palm has to try and defend as much as possible, pushing him onto the astroturf. They've come to pushing him out wide. You can see that was coming a mile away, but Poe will now have the inside line, and on just over one sector has got past second and third and moved himself under P2, making him Ollie D's not only closest rival on track, but also his closest rival now in the championship. 2.8 seconds separate him from a race victory here, and will Ollie D have to finally get his elbows out? I think the last time he did was around about lap 14 with Tim Palm, and he successfully come out of that one. 3 seconds just to the car ahead. Can Poe do it? Let's find out. As they're now coming through, Daniel is going to maybe get past Tim Palm at last. As Lambo though is gaining, and Daniel will be absolutely infuriated if Lambo gets past him here. But I don't think it's going to be as plain sailing as we think. Lambo's gaining. You can see how close all these guys are as they're going to come into the hairpin there. There's the Force India up the inside of the Haas, and they've come together slightly. I don't think there's any damage. The Lambo in the Force India, though, has not got past just yet. He has to go around the outside. Daniel defending nicely, cutting the corner, and that will hinder his exit now. Here comes Lambo with DRS, both of them with it. ERS available as well. Just about got enough as they're coming down the start finish straight. Up ahead, though, there's Daniel. Sorry, Tim Palm trying to go past Poe. He isn't getting a clean drive at the moment. It goes onto the grass, just clipping onto there. Daniel gets the inside manoeuvre as Tim Palm having a full lock up to avoid the rear end of Poe, and he's got to sit back and at the moment. But Daniel now maybe sniffing an opportunity here. Both of them on very old, worn tyres. Can he go up the inside? Daniel just not taking risks, and that is why he's not on the podium at the moment. Tim Palm getting his elbow down. Daniel not doing so, but I only think it's a matter of time before Lambo gets involved and maybe can get onto the podium, making it a double Force India podium as well. Deagle Killer 3.7 seconds behind, could get himself involved. Daniel though looking very keen behind. Plezix has got past the H-Eagle, and next up for him is his teammate of Cherry 2.5, the Toro Rosso battle, which Gansley versus Hartley. Which one's going to be the Brendan Hartley in this situation? Neither of them want to be Brendan Hartley, I can tell you that for sure. As the last few laps are coming underway, 26 to 28, they'll be coming to the penultimate lap. This battle is getting very saucy and tasty indeed. TTG Poe is 3 seconds to Ollie D. If he can make sure, I think it's a 1 second gap at the moment. There's a DRS, there is DRS of Tim Palm, but he's not going to be an issue for him. It just needs to be Poe now, who focuses on trying to catch the block. Defending, it's going to be free abreast. There's a little bit of contact and carbon fibre flying all over the place. Lambo, though, is going to take advantage. Tim Palm and the Haas have come together there. And the Haas of Daniel has lost out to Tim Palm. Contact for him, and he's going to settle in for P5 as he almost loses the rear end. Cherry 2.5 and Plezix are getting a little bit wavy here. Cherry 2.5 defending against his teammate at the moment. Plezix is now coming back at his teammate at the moment, who has been much more superior than for most of this season. Cherry 2.5 maybe just want to secure points, but P7 is still much better than P8. Here comes Plezix now with DRS available to him, ERS as well. Got to go the long way around if he's going to do it. They're going to go side by side round the outside. Car number 44 and car number 23. The switchback potentially for the Toro Rosso. No carbon fibre from the front wing. Going missing there, as Marchetti's now getting involved in this as well. We've got a lovely four-way scrap for P7. We've got a great little scrap going on for a podium between Daniel and Tim Palm and Lambo, which looks to have come to an end now, as it looks like Poe is unable to catch a hold of Ollie D. Daniel is going to have to defend against Eagle Killer. He'll be sick of the sight of the Red Bull's rear end, so for a change he's going to get to see the front wing of Red Bull as Eagle Killer is closing in. Eagle Killer really taking advantage and potentially getting some big points here and not lose out too much. He could still be the closest rival to Ollie D. If things remain the way they are, he could still get a podium recovery drive complete. Marchetti's has got past the H-Eagle's tyres are definitely dead now. 2-5 to defend. We'll have a look at, I think we'll look at Eagle Killer first and foremost, as he's going to be the one as they come through this start-finish straight who's going to be the most dangerous at the moment. Daniel as well on Tim Palm is going to be an absolute mighty toe now as they head down into the hairpin. Daniel going defensive. Eagle Killer's the long way round. Tim Palm is maybe going to get in the way round the outside. Goes Deagle. He squeezes him, a little bit of contact with the Haas, and Daniel will be glad to see the end of a Red Bull racing car shortly. Cherry 2.5 isn't going to be under threat at the moment. Tim Palm picks up a 3-second time penalty, which at the moment is going to drop him down to P6 at the moment. So Daniel may get past the penalties. Cherry 2.5 going to defend against Plezix, as it looks like Eagle Killer's finally got past Daniel. But he's up the inside. There they go as they continue up the hill. Tim Palm and Eagle Killer almost coming together. The Haas, though, continuing to stick his oar in there. Be a thorn in the side of the Red Bull racing car. But able to get past Eagle Killer. Maybe going to go for a late lunge up the inside here as we now are on the final lap. Here goes Eagle Killer for it. No, he cannot. Further down, Plezix still can't get to us. Cherry 2, let's see what he can do. Can he get a lovely 90 break? No, he's got one more shot down that stop finish straight. Saviour ERS, which he has done. Cherry 2 lower than him. be an interesting scrap. Marquez and H Eagle battling out for the 9th and 10th. Could still get interesting. Further down, Dan Daniel has a puncher. So Dan Daniel has picked up a puncher. Deagle Killer pushes him to one side, and for Dan Daniel, his day is going to come to absolute ruins. He's got an 8.5 second gap to Cherry 2 Pie, but I think, no, Dan Daniel has lost control of the car on the last lap. He's gone on the grass, up with a puncher as well. This could actually throw a spanner in the works for Cherry 2 Pie, who could get himself DRS going into here. We'll look at Ollie D quickly, though, yeah, we'll go on board with Ollie D and then come on to that. So it's been a pretty much a flawless race from him. Start to finish has dominated here. He got pole position, nobody really looked like touching it. Owen's got Daniel now retiring. Ollie D comes through the final corner and he wins the Chinese Grand Prix here in VRC. Poe in second, Lambo in first. Deagle Killer has got past Tim Palm on the last lap. What's happened to Tim Palm? As no, he's got a puncher as well. Tim Palm has a puncher. Here comes Cherry 2 Pie through the final few corners. Can he get past Tim Palm on the last lap? Can he get past him? Here goes Tim Palm. There goes Cherry 2 Pie. Cherry 2 Pie moves on to P5 as he's dropping places though because of a penalty. And Tim Palm comes across the line now, and he finishes P9 with his penalties as well. It's the H Eagle gets past. Marquez gets the last laugh with Cherry 2 Pie. Plesix gets up into P5. A fantastic recovery drive from here. Matt Meerkat in 11th, Thick Rouge in 10th, and Tim Palm and Dan Daniel, two guys who were squabbling fantastically, had very worn old tyres and pushed their tyres a little bit too far. Deagle Killer has an absolute phenomenal drive. Recovery drive and a half from him as he has gained, we'll quickly look to see how many positions he actually gained in the end. He gained 10 positions, Lambo gained 11, and Plesix gained 14. Driver of the day is going to be a tough one. Deagle Killer had a lot to do, so did TG Poe. Lambo and Plesix is definitely going between them four for the driver of the day on social media, so get ready to vote for them. It's P5, P4, P3 or P2. Driver of the day for me is probably going to go to Poe. He showed some real solid pace later on in that Grand Prix, but your winner of the Chinese Grand Prix goes to Veloce Ollie D, who wins in style. He makes it 2 wins and a 2nd place. A near perfect start to the season for him. He finishes 3 seconds ahead of India as the podium celebrations get underway. It's a familiar sight as it's Ollie D on the top step of the podium for car number 63. It is 2 wins and a podium place for him. The champagne is sprayed. Deagle Killer will be reasonably happy. He's only lost 10 points in the championship, but Ollie D extends his lead, and TTG Poe has maybe put himself in the mix as a potential championship rival if he can get his consistency going and maybe can be involved in these great battles. But a great drive from all the guys on the podium there. So let's have a quick rundown of the race classifications. It was Veloce Ollie D who won the Grand Prix here at the Shanghai International Circuit from TTG Poe. Deagle Killer is in 3rd, Lambo, he takes 4th. 5th is the Dutchman of Plesix in the Toro Rosso, leading the way for Toro Rosso convincingly. Marquez is in 6th. 7th is the H Eagle. Cherry 2 Pie picked up a few penalties, gets his first ever points on F1 2018 in any league races. He's in P4. Tim Palm picking up a gaggle of penalties there, and the last lap puncher disappointed from 3rd to 9th. He is in 9th place, 2 points for him. Thick Rouge in 10th, Matt Meerkat in 11th, then Pitmap, Ballboy, Blizzard make up the final guys who finished. And you have Dan Daniel, Francis, LMC Will, TR Button and Killer Zone, who all retired from this Grand Prix. For Dan Daniel, Francis and Tim Palm, the guys who started the closest to Ollie D, they will be absolutely gutted this evening. So that is how the race has ended. A huge congratulations to Ollie D and the Mercedes team, as they are undoubtedly going to be happy from this. From all of us here at VRC, we thank you all very, very much for watching. We will see you next week we'll see you soon, is what I'm going to say. We'll see you very, very soon for the next round of the Virtual Racing Championship. My name is Oliver Glazebrook, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Take care, and good night.